it's like to have the head coach watching over you all the time.
The Mike Ayers Show, a look at Wofford football.
Brought to you by Nations Bank, the bank with the power to make a difference. Mount Hudson, Westgate Mall and Hillcrest Mall in Spartanburg. Lee Jeans, the brand that fits. Adidas, because the street game is no playground. And Carolina Pride, I've still got my pride.
Hi friends, welcome into the Mike Ayers Show. I'm Pete Yanity with the coach. We were saying it the first few weeks of the season, if you put it all together, from start to finish in a ball game, good things would happen. Guess what? It all came together against Catawba.
It was about time. We had struggled in the opening 3 ball games, and we still felt that we had a good football team. And we had worked extremely hard this past week on just trying to be more consistent as a football team. In the past, we had played hard, but we had not played consistent, and in turn, we were not able to get the point production that we needed to come out with a win. But against Catawba, we put it all together. We had a better day from an offensive standpoint as far as throwing the football as well as rushing the football. We had excellent point production, and defensively I think that our kids have made a great deal of improvement. The last half of the LR game was the start of it, and the kids continued on against Catawba, and it was a great win for our kids.
You'll see a well-rounded ball game as we look back on it today, and I think the most impressive thing, as you said, was the defensive guys did it, the offensive guys did it, and Sean Graves will give us a comment later on. Everybody pulled together for this one. You had to.
Well, we had to. There's no doubt about that. I think when you win as a team. When you lose as a team. And this was pretty much our backs were against the wall, and we had to come out fighting. If we didn't, then we would be out of any opportunity to have a great season. And for us, the kids, they banded together, and they hung in there, and they worked extremely hard, and they came out prepared, and they executed, and it was enjoyable.
A smile on the face when we come back. The first half for you. The Terriers come out of the gun, and, well, they did have their backs to the wall, but they would turn things around quickly. A look at that as the Mike Ayers Show continues.
A nation's people are a nation's strength, and the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has the resources and the locations to reach 1 out of every 4 people in the nation. A bank that measures its success with the success of every community it serves, from Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that sees its strength in the neighborhoods of a nation would today be called Nations Bank.
Need a little more room in your jeans? Try Easy Riders from Lee.
Lee Jeans, available at Belk Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.
Welcome back. Let's go to the first half highlights. And this, a ball game, you had to go back on the road. Again, the threat of rain. Everywhere your team has played this year, looks like the clouds have opened. You see a gray day as the Terriers take the field in Salisbury, North Carolina.
We were fortunate to have good weather. It was overcast, but it was cool and dry for the most part, and just a great day to play football. We had a tremendous following from Wofford, and we always appreciate their support. And this game right here was a pivotal game for us.
Yep.
And for us, we had to come out and we had to play well. And we started out on defense. Catawba received the opening kickoff and make a nice play right there. Looked like Aaron Bailey making the play from the outside linebacker position. Good pressure right there. We just got to keep him contained. He's able to work back up into the pocket and throw the ball downfield. We get a flag there, and that's not really a good call, we didn't think. But defensively, we've got to respond whether we get the calls against us or for us. Nice job of stacking it up inside right there, knocking him back. That's Chad Starks, and looked like S.T. White.
I'll tell you, they put your back to the wall, though. They get a touchdown here, go up 7-0. You talk about mentally, you come in here, you know what you have to do, you fall behind, but the guys show a lot of heart.
Well, they responded to the challenge. Even though we got behind, the kids came out and they continued to battle. We started working the football there and were able to move it down the field but not score some points. Back on defense right here, and excellent job, good pressure, good containment, nice tackling. Did a lot better job of tackling. Nice run right here by Sean, running the triple option. He's able to get out on the perimeter. Probably the best game I've ever seen him play.
That was a 4th down play later on, though.
Running the option here and pitching the football just a little bit too early. Their outside linebackers able to overlap. Brian Taylor inside, running the football, nice runner, a gain of about 8 yards. Option again, ball kicked out. Excellent running by Clarence Robinson right there. Breaks the tackle and big play for us in that particular drive.
Certainly was. And then Taylor, who became a money guy out of the fullback spot for you.
Nice run again. We're running the option inside, and Brian just needs to stay on his feet. I think he was anticipating getting hit, and if he just kept his feet, he could have scored.
Sean does score, takes it on into the end zone. Let's watch it again.
Nice block backside by Greg Hood. Michael Byers front side pancakes his guy, and Sean does his thing, tiptoeing in. Good touchdown.
Extra point no good, but it's 7-6 at that point in the second quarter, and the Terriers at this point fighting back, and this is slowly when we start to feel the momentum swing, even though Catawba comes back on the following kickoff.
Nice kickoff by Brian, and we're out of our lanes. We miss a tackle right there and enable this guy to get a little bit more additional yardage. Then we get a flag as far as the face mask, so they start out in great field position. Excellent play here by just a freshman right there, Eric Graves. Nice job backside, staying square and good tackle.
This is on its way and good. So Catawba has a 10-6 lead, but you had the feeling that the old volcano was going to erupt, and that it would.
Well, we had decided that we had to do some things to help us, and we're throwing the ball right here. Derek Adams, all he needs to do is just keep his feet going. That could have been a big touchdown for us, but we threw the ball well. They, in essence, had a 9-man front, plus they were cheating a free safety, so we were forced to do this and probably should have done it a little bit earlier. Ball right on the money, excellent throw by Sean, and normally when he's in that position right there, Mr. Adams, he's not caught, but you can see he just gets his feet tied up just a little bit. Shouldn't have been looking back, should have been looking to the goal line, but an excellent catch.
You felt it. You got a guy back this week from injury, Aaron Allen.
It's good to have Double-A back, running a counter dive inside, and they're picking both G's inside, and they're able to make a good tackle on him, but he ran tough, and this play right here, I think, epitomizes the effort that was in that ball game. He breaks about 4 or 5 tackles right there. There's 2 that miss him right there. He jukes that one, and then he continues around, breaks that tackle right there. Blocking up front, need to do a little bit better job, but when you got number 1, you don't have to give him much, and he can make a lot out of it.
He has made many a defense look like Keystone Cops. You go for 2 to build your lead to 14-10, and Sean gets it.
2-point play, counter option, nice block backside by Brad McAbee. There's a hole inside, and Sean does the rest. They run sprint draw, and it's a good tackle. We just had some guys running out of the lanes right there. Need to fit back into inside just a little bit tighter.
And late in the half, Catawba trying to scratch back. Nice run right here.
They run the option, and they're able to seal us outside. We had not worked that much against the option because they were primarily an eye football team, throwing it the power game, the sweep, and things like that. But we hold them, and they try a field goal, and they don't get it, so we're in good shape.
So it's 14-10 as you head on into the locker room, and the Terriers with the lead at the intermission. When we come back, the second half. And how would you like to be these guys? Their big, mean offensive linemen will tell you something they also have to deal with in practice.
Hi, I'm Tara. I'm a senior biology major from Irma, South Carolina.
Hey, I'm Jules. I'm a senior PEP major from Baltimore, Maryland.
Go Terriers!
A nation's business is a nation's strength. And the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has over 2,000 locations to provide even the smallest business access to the largest resources. A bank that measures its strength by the strength of every business it serves, from Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that grew strong with the nation's business would today be called Nations Bank.
I'll be right down. Oh, that's my roommate. Hi.
Does it take you too long to find jeans that fit? Get the jeans that fit the first time. Relaxed Riders from Lee.
Lee Jeans, available at Belk Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Their Phantom can achieve incredibly high speeds. So can our Phantom. Their Phantom can soar to amazing heights. Same goes for our Phantom. Their Phantom will set you back something like 11 million bucks. So will our Phantom. As long as you buy 157,000 pair. The Phantom. Another incredibly effective tactical weapon from your friends at Adidas. Incoming!
My old car's a wreck. But I still got my pride.
I may be up a tree, but I've still got my pride.
Carolina Pride. Bacon, hot dogs, and sandwich meats. No matter what life dishes out, you can still have your pride.
I've lost my boat, but I've still got my pride. Ah, mustard ahoy!
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.
And welcome back. 14-10 at the intermission. Take you to the second half, and you had to be pumped at this point, and there was all kinds of offense in store in half number 2.
Our major concern was to come out since we were receiving the football in the second half and do something with it positive. And we start out right here with Bill Robinson, and Bill does an excellent job of getting north, breaking a couple tackles, and they have great field position right here. He's doing a nice job coming back across the green, and anytime you start with this kind of field position, you ought to be able to score some points. Nice block down here at the bottom. That's Todd Burrows right there, and nice job by the front wall. Guys hustling, getting after it. It's good football right there.
Well, that's pretty return. And the special teams, you always hear about it, but you really do value what they can do for you.
No doubt about it.
It's amazing the difference. I mean, you're in their territory now when your offense touches the football, and with the kind of attack the Terriers have, it's extra lethal, and we see some of it.
Start down on the 32-yard line. That's a plus 32, and pull and pitch. Excellent read by Sean. Nice job of pitching the football, and Clarence Robinson, excellent job of running. Guys are excited, and anytime you get that excitement going, kids get motivated. They play to another level, and they play a whole lot better. Makes things a heck of a lot easier.
You take a 21-10 lead at that point, and then some more D.
Back on defense, Ricky Coughlin, excellent tackle right there. They'd run that earlier and had a pretty good-sized game, but Ricky stays at home.
You know, Sean has some things to prove this year. One of them, he wants to show that he can throw like a college quarterback.
He can throw. He throws well, and for the most part, since he arrived at campus, he's been able to throw and throw accurately. That's a fourth down play, and we needed to get that in, and we failed to block on the perimeter right there. They were cheating and just bringing the guy.
And then speaking of going upstairs,
we respond back and able to get the deep one on him. Nice blocking inside right there. Sean has all the time he needs and hits him in dead stride. You can't get any better than that right there. Excellent run, excellent catch. Nice touchdown.
And what it makes the defense think the next time you go out there, is he going to pass, is he going to run, and it makes you that much more focused.
That's exactly right.
It's 28-10 when Sean does his magic starting at the 8-yard line.
Vintage Sean Graves right here. We're running the triple option. We bring it all the way outside, and we pin everything inside, and he gets to the last guy, and the guy's got to make the decision. Do I take number 1 or do I go to the pitch? And either way, I'm beat. So a lot of times Sean will get him leaning the wrong direction, and once he hits it north, it's over.
And so it is. Now, in the following kickoff, you decide to kick it short.
Right. We're trying a blue kick right here, and we have too many individuals running one way and too many running the other way, and we don't have everybody squared up. We just need to do a better job. But we respond defensively, get a nice turnover right here, and now we're back on offense again.
And that's a big break.
David Bradford with the fumble recovery.
Pumped up right there. Now later on, we now head on in, and it's Adam Wiles at quarterback doing a nice job.
We put the second group in, second line, and Adam started out at the quarterback position, moved us right down the field, and that's A.J. Jennings at fullback. Got a hard hit right there, but he secured the football, and he got a tough 1.5 yards, and that right there is very encouraging.
42-10. Terriers just smoking at that stage of the ball game.
Back on defense again. Nice job by Byron Kilgore, staying square and staying backside and making the play. Nice job.
Yeah, you really see improvement in what your defense is doing, in reading especially.
Kids are playing their assignments. Our defensive coaches do a great job of coaching those kids, and we just got a lot of young guys, and right there we got 3 guys on the football, and the last guy comes in and knocks 2 of our guys off and allowed the guy to get a couple more yards, but they're flying around the football and getting after it. Nice play right here. It looked like, I think it's Zach Williams. He shakes the ball loose, and we're hustling, getting around the football.
Boy, that is something. Wofford at this point in total control, getting a lot of kids in, seeing some action.
Running a draw play here. Bill Robinson, again, nice play. Good blocking at the point of attack. Michael Ayers does a nice job at the tackle position, and Bill does an excellent job right there on the run. Todd Burrows, good play right here. They have a bad exchange, and Todd's hustling right there, makes a great play. Nice perimeter set right there. The ball's knocked up in the air. We've worked extremely hard on stripping the football, and it's paying off, especially in this ball game right here. I think there were 3 opportunities where we stripped the football and were able to get it.
It's pretty much reduced to Catawba doing anything it can to catch up. This, in fact, the last play of the game. The pass goes for naught. That's kind of nice. You don't get nothing, no burns on the last play. Your final score, the Terriers, their first win of the year, 42-17. And Sean Graves sums up in a very short note after the ball game what the win means.
Came out, we executed. But the main thing was that we came to play and it was in the heart. That was the main asset.
Graves says it all. The final numbers, Coach, you get them in first downs, rushing yards, another nice output there, passing yards, and you have to be pleased with what you see on the stat sheet.
Everything but the turnovers, and the majority of those occurred in the final quarter, and we had some young kids in there, and we made some mistakes, but overall it's a W, and we'll take it every time.
Certainly. 1-3 now, a couple of home games coming up, and this is the kind of victory needed. Now, I know when you played ball, you were primarily a linebacker, probably
right
out of the Dick Butkus mode, I would guess. But these days, on the practice field, you're focusing on the offensive line. That's your area in which you work with day in and day out. Well, how would you like to have the big guy as your position coach? Actually, they've developed a close-knit relationship. Coach Ayers and the offensive line as we take a look at Wofford on the inside. At first glance, some may feel sorry for Wofford's offensive linemen. You'd think no player would want the head coach as his position coach, always having to impress the boss, right? Wrong.
It makes it not like a job. I mean, it's, you come out and you cut up every now and then. There's always a time for cutting up and there's a time for work, and there's always something funny going on. He's always got something going with somebody. Everybody's got their own little nickname.
Really, he's our position coach first, and then head coach second. Is really how it works out to be.
The Terrier linemen are the first to hit the practice field and work hard all week to make the wishbone go on Saturdays. But the best motivation they have may actually come before their drills ever begin. That's when they get a chance to sit around for a few minutes as a unit. They see the humorous side of their skipper.
It loosens everybody up and gets everybody in a good frame of mind, and everybody's just got a good attitude when they go out.
Keep in mind, when they do get out on the turf, it's business as usual. And there's a certain signal to erase any questions about that.
The look of Mike Ayers, and when you get that, I mean, you know that things aren't the way they should be, and that you should pick it up.
But it's just for a few hours a week in a long season, and no one on the squad would trade the other part.
He's the tough guy, no doubt about it, but he's also the kind of fella that you can come in and talk to. If you have a problem, I mean, he's always there for you.
A nation's people are a nation's strength, and the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has the resources and the locations to reach 1 out of every 4 people in the nation. A bank that measures its success with the success of every community it serves, from Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that sees its strength in the neighborhoods of a nation would today be called Nations Bank.
Pensiamo la donna mie pie quando e trasie a birra torranzie quel stanzanzionti.
Need a little more room in your jeans? Try Easy Riders from Lee.
Available at Belk Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
But I still got my pride.
I may be up a tree, but I've still got my pride.
Carolina Pride, bacon, hot dogs, and sandwich meats. No matter what life dishes out, you can still have your pride.
I've lost my boat, but I've still got my pride. Ah, mustard ahoy!
Welcome back into the show. You guys now with that first win, full guns ahead now for football. Other sports, though, playing in the fall, too, at Wofford, and let us show you what's up with those as Domino's delivers the Wofford Times.
Let's begin with a different kind of football. And John Blair's young Terrier soccer team comes off of a sensational 1991 campaign, trying to continue the progress his squads have made in the past 2 years.
We graduated 5 seniors, really only 2 starters, and we had everybody, had a great recruiting year, but it filled in those holes real well, and I felt like, well, you know, we could compete with these people. I don't want, you know, I'm not going to want anyone to be embarrassed where we go anywhere. And
the Soccer Terriers face Division I opponents, South Carolina, Furman, and the Citadel this season, in addition to some tough Division II matches. Meantime, the volleyball program is off and rolling again in 1992. Coach Crystal Sharp has a young roster with only 4 seniors, but the leadership of junior Cindy Vineyard and senior Margaret Beebe has helped the club gel.
We have a big freshman class there. I'm not sure, probably about 6 freshmen on the team. And it's hard for them to adjust, and it's hard keeping everybody's spirits up. They're not used to, you know, all the practice time and the traveling time. So it's hard. But we have a really good group of girls.
Wofford's cross-country men and women opened in fine fashion, posting strong finishes at their season opening meet. They now get set to host an alumni race on homecoming, as well as the Wofford Invitational, October 24th.
Okay, and we must say that the football players get out there and they support the other sports going on. Nice to see that because they know those athletes are out there at their ball games. Time now for our play of the week, and last week, Sean Graves ran 90 yards, career-long run for college. What can he do? You think, can he top this? Guess what? He can top this. Our White's Pine Street Exxon play of the week. And, Coach, tell us what is in this man's mind. They always take the fake, and it's amazing what they do.
Well, in his mind is to score a touchdown every time he has the football. And with this particular play, I would say out of the 60-some touchdowns that he has scored, probably 30 of them have come from that particular play right there. And once he gets to that last man on the line of scrimmage, the tight end blocks, the tackle blocks, he's down to the number 41, and he's got to make a tough decision. And you see his feet sliding just a couple steps, and once number 1 gets that little seam, it's over. And when you start to see the back of his number, that's all you're going to see, because you'll never get any closer than that.
I'll tell you, the quickness around the line of scrimmage and then the breakaway speed makes it an incredible package. He has become Mr. Play of the Week, and once again, Sean Graves with the White's Pine Street Exxon Play of the Week.
A nation's business is a nation's strength, and the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has over 2,000 locations to provide even the smallest business access to the largest resources. A bank that measures its strength by the strength of every business it serves, from Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that grew strong with the nation's business would today be called Nations Bank.
When most jeans makers look at women, They see men.
I need jeans with a little more room in the hips.
Why else would they keep trying to sell men's jeans to women?
More snug in the waist.
Well, I like a little looser fit in the thighs.
I need jeans designed for a woman.
At Lee, we make jeans that fit the unique contours of a woman's body. Relaxed Riders.
Available at Belk Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.
Okay, let's look ahead. Coming up Saturday night at Snyder Field, 7 p.m. game, the big rivalry. Presbyterian and Wofford. A lot of things going into this ball game. Everybody plays tough whenever these two teams square off. What are you looking for?
Tough football game. Every year that we play them, it generally comes down to the last quarter. It's always a hard-fought game, and you can forget the records. It doesn't matter whether they're undefeated or we're undefeated or neither one of us have won a football game. It's always a challenge, and we've been fortunate enough the last couple of years to come out on top. They had a tremendous win against LR, who was able to hand us a loss, so we have a work cut out for us.
Interesting way to prepare for this game, because you'll probably look a lot, I would guess, at the Lenore, Ryan, and PC game film from this past weekend, and you've already played one team, you played the other. Is that an extra help, seeing some of that?
Well, I think the help occurs in being able to see how you match up personnel-wise versus their personnel. They have not faced a wishbone football team, so they've got a new defensive coordinator, and I'm sure that they will be very sound in what they do. And they always have an outstanding offense, and Coach Perry and his staff will do a great job with the X's and the O's. And being as close as the two schools are, we recruit the same players that they recruit, and it's always something just a little bit special.
Great backyard battle. All the momentum now going your way. A week ago, things didn't look good. Now you have that first win, couple of games coming up at home, and in a nutshell, you have to be pumped for what's lying ahead of you right now.
Well, in a nutshell, we've got to continue just to stay focused. We've got to continue to improve as a football team, and we've got to be consistent, and if we'll do that, good things will happen.
Next week, same time, we look back on that ball game. For Coach Mike Ayers, I'm Pete Yanity. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.
The Mike Ayers Show has been brought to you by Nations Bank, the bank with the power to make a difference. Belk Hudson, Westgate Mall, and Hillcrest Mall in Spartanburg. Lee Jeans, the brand that fits. Adidas, because the street game is no playground. And Carolina Pride, I've still got my pride.
It's country's biggest night, the 26th annual CMA Awards show, live from Nashville on Wednesday night.
Whistle Tracks, not ever missing a single item of interest to you fans. Will be
Inconsistent. We've been our own worst enemy. Turn the football over. Last night in the ball game, it came down to us turning it over 3 times, and PC turned it over none. And we came out ready to play. The kids played hard, and in most cases they executed to a high level, but it was a situation where we ended up shooting ourselves in the foot, putting our defense in bad field position, and probably the first 21 points attributed to our putting the defense in bad field position. Our kids played hard. They had worked hard the previous week, and it's just a matter of us, again, trying to get back to fundamentals, trying to get back to the basics, holding on to the football, executing the offense, making a tackle when we need to make a tackle, and if we'll do that, we'll be all right. The majority of our season's left, and we've got to make sure that we focus on that.
And really, a play here, a play there, it could have been a whole different story. When we come back, we take a look back at the first half of the ball game on Saturday. It was a rough and tumble affair. That and more as the Mike Ayers Show continues.
A nation's business is a nation's strength. and the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has over 2,000 locations to provide even the smallest business access to the largest resources. A bank that measures its strength by the strength of every business it serves, from Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that grew strong with the nation's business would today be called Nations Bank.
When most jeans makers look at women, they see men.
I need jeans with a little more room in the hips.
Why else would they keep trying to sell men's jeans to women?
More snug in the waist.
Well, I like a little looser fit in the thighs.
I need jeans designed for a woman.
At Lee, we make jeans that fit the unique contours of a woman's body. Relaxed Riders.
Available at Bell Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.
One of the best rivalries in the States, I think, is Presbyterian and Wofford. You go at it hard every year, and this ball game last night, certainly no different.
Very intense football game, knockdown, drag out. Neither team ever comes into the game without one mission in mind, and that's to get after the other one. And it was a typical Wofford Presbyterian game, and it's just unfortunate that the wrong team won. But it was a good football game.
And this contest presented by Peeler's Dairies. Good crowd, 5,000 on hand at Snyder Field. The atmosphere was fine. The only problem is the rain would come in the early going, but you get the offense cranked up to start.
Start out on offense and run the double option right here. Sean's able to get outside and make a nice gain. Running inside, reading the option, give it to the fullback. Nice run right there with Brian Taylor. Running strong, stiff arms one player, and just about into the end zone. Needs to lower his pads and get past that cone right there.
Let's take a look at it again, Coach. And this guy, when you get that fullback exploding off the football like that, it can be effective.
Nice job at the point of attack. That's Greg Hood and Andy Joins making the block, and good blocking downfield. Nice run.
So he puts it all the way down deep inside of PC territory. It looked like the momentum you had in the Catawba win 1 week before continued right on. Watch what happens coming up.
Inside, triple option. Sean elects to keep it, turns up inside, touchdown.
Beautiful. 7-0 at that point. So the Terriers are on the board. And again, things are fine. 7-zip lead against Presbyterian. Sean on the keeper makes the right decision on that play. Now, we noted a game of mistakes, and you had some problems.
This is a 4th down play here that we're trying to make, and we had fairly decent field position. They run a blitz, and we just don't do a good job of picking it up.
The Wofford defense holding PC, though you force them to punt. Good work by Ricky Coughlin and Keith Washington there. You're back on O, though.
Another fumble, miscue between the quarterback and the fullback. We turn it over, and again, we cannot put our defense in that type of field position. It's tough enough making a team drive at 80 yards, but when you give them down there to about the 3 or 4 yard line, it's pretty easy to score.
Now, certainly, you look at the outcome of this game, you may say, wow, a bad defensive game, but again, no defense can only have 5 yards.
That's exactly right.
And you go back on offense.
Option, triple option, ball kicked out to Clarence Robinson. Nice run, gain of about 9 yards.
And a pretty play that was. You got Aaron Allen back about a week ago, and he's really picking up the beat for you.
Counter dive inside, and it's good to have AA back. Gain of about 9.
And then once again, here's Clarence.
Clarence, nice job right here. Just pick up your feet. Run through that tackle and get some extra yards.
That looked like a counter, Coach. This time he comes straight at us.
Right, this is the counter dive, and we fumbled the football. Fortunately for us, we're able to get this one back. We've got to secure the ball. The weather is pretty tough. Takes a hit right there on the football. And again, we've got to double wrap the football, lower our shoulder, and secure the ball.
Now the ball game, again, you had your depth at your skill spots. Look at Sean right here moving on out, and he finds Darren Goss.
Good pull and good pitch. Darren, nice job right there running the football. Needs to lower his shoulder and get in on that.
And this time, Sean, he takes a pop, but he pushes it right there. It's 14-7 Terriers at that stage of the game, and that's the end of the first quarter, in fact. But back comes PC.
That's a 4th down play for Presbyterian. They like to go for it. We come up and play the run. They throw the pass.
So it's tied at 14. Then you go back on the offense, and Anthony gives you a nice run there.
Nice run there by the fullback. Todd Smith, he gets up in there and gets cut and needs to be able to come off that block and make a play. Looked like Sean McGinley making the tackle in the secondary.
And still more defense for
toss sweep, Good pressure right here. Nice job inside by Chad Gabrus. Good job of keeping square and making a play.
And that's really a bonus in the defense that you run when the lineman can make that kind of play. The Presbyterian later driving.
Exact same play as the last one. On this one, the nose guard gets reached a little bit. We fail to make the tackle and they get it in. That's too easy. We got to be a lot tougher than that.
And then Sean that time does his best to make something out of nothing.
Poor blocking backside. We've got to do a better job of scooping. Run a screen pass right here and just need to get it off. They were coming outside with what we call a 6-1 look, and we just didn't do a good job.
Terriers, though, able to play a little defense of your own.
Good pursuit right there. Good pursuit. Todd Smith, Chad Starks, nice play.
And you try to punch the ball in one more time before the half. Sean with a nice effort here, but the score would stand. So at halftime, it's 21-14 in favor of Presbyterian. Now, when we return, we'll take a look at the second half and also the story of a Wofford defensive back who is well beyond his years in terms of maturity and really has his act together both on the field and away for it. Stay tuned. The Mike Ayers Show continues.
Hi, I'm Leanna Shirley, a sophomore history major from Livonia, Georgia. Go Terriers!
A nation's people are a nation's strength. And the strength of a bank called Nations Bank. A bank that now has the resources and the locations to reach 1 out of every 4 people in the nation. A bank that measures its success with the success of every community it serves. From Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that sees its strength in the neighborhoods of a nation would today be called Nations Bank.
Oh, questo allegario arvivanziant. A pensianio, la donna mie pie, quanto e frassie, avira torranzie, quel stanzanzionti.
Need a little more room in your jeans? Try Easy Riders from Lee.
Available at Belcuts and Hillcrest and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Still got my pride.
I may be up a tree, but I've still got my pride.
Carolina Pride. Bacon, hot dogs, and sandwich meats. No matter what life dishes out, you can still have your pride.
I've lost my boat, but I've still got my pride. Ah, mustard ahoy!
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.
Welcome back in. So at halftime, 21-14 PC, everything going the way you would expect in this rivalry, which has been something, 75 or so meetings, and no team really has ever dominated. Every couple of years, Wofford takes a few, and then PC. But let's get into the second half and show you what happens here. And again, not a bad half of football except for a few plays.
Well, as you can see from the picture, the weather's pretty tough. Coming out, Presbyterian would have the football, and we needed to come up with a stop. Start out on defense, good pressure inside, David Bradford, and it looks like S.T. White right there making the tackle.
S.T. getting in there, stopping the quarterback, Davis. And then this time, they try to go upstairs.
They fake the sweep weak side. They've got 2 receivers out the back door, and that's Eric Graves, our freshman drop in, making a nice play right there, batting the ball down.
Playing some good football for you. No relation to Sean Graves, but really putting some numbers up. Now watch Chad Starks this time.
This right here, Chad, just make that play and take the other way for a touchdown for us.
Or at least just get the football, because you would stop it at that point. They would get a field goal out of it, so it's 24-14. Now Wofford goes on offense, and Sean doing his thing.
Back on offense, run triple option. They widen the gap. Sean gets up inside, cuts back, gain of about 15.
We take a look again, and it looked like he read that time. Just beautiful.
Nice block by Seth Reynolds. Nice block by the guard in the center, Brad McAbee, and Sean up there doing his thing. One thing I can say about PC, they did an excellent job pursuing the football and making open field tackles.
Now this time you go upstairs. Passing game not all that bad. No interceptions on the night. And Sean finding Roy Pinckney.
Outstanding effort right here by Roy Pinckney. It's the second, third, fourth, and fifth effort. That's a great job. That is a great job.
So you've got the aerial attack working despite the wet weather. That opens up the running game, of course.
Inside, Anthony Livesey, nice read inside, nice execution. Good job keeping his feet up, and again, nice game.
That would result, that drive would end. A field goal is missed, but the defense then had to tighten up. Watch this play.
Got to play defense. Got to play defense.
Check this out. First a great catch, and then watch the pop. Coming up.
Excellent pursuit by Wendell Jones. Good hit. Just need to have better underneath coverage. Need to be closer. When he's bobbling the football, we need to be able to bat it out of his hand, not allow a catch.
And then NFL-like pass D coming up over the middle here, Coach.
Pressure. We're in a man situation. Sean McGinley, nice play right there. Good job of stripping the football.
No pretty over the middle, so that was shut down. However, Davis this time finding his receiver, Brad Jones.
Same thing, weak side route. We're in a combination coverage. We got help over the top and man underneath, and just didn't execute the coverage.
It was 31-14 at that point, and that's the score as you head into the fourth quarter. So you've got to rally, but give your guys credit. They do not give up.
They keep fighting. There's no doubt about that. Option again, gain of about 6.
And at this stage of the ball game, it's 34-14 in favor of PC.
Good blocking at the point of attack. We'll run and sprint out, wheel out the front door. Nice throw, nice catch.
And that was a pretty big play right there. Keeps the drive going. And now, later on, another key play coming up, and that same combination. Graves and Goss get together.
Sprint out, ball's thrown. Great effort right here. He's short of the first down and worms and squirms his way for a first down. Excellent effort. Our kids played hard. They gave great effort. We just, again, too many mistakes.
And here we go on the option.
Option, taking it all the way to the last phase, pitching the football. Nice run here by Double-A, getting his shoulder down, throwing it up in there, and getting across the goal line. Good score.
Aaron Allen has the touchdown, cuts the lead to 34-20. Conversion is not good. Now, later on, it's 41-20, and here's Sean once again.
Sean this is a sprint out pass. He has the option to run anytime that he sees it open. Nice decision right there. Nice game.
Let's take a look at it again. And he's kind of like a base stealer in baseball, a guy who's fast. He gets on first say. If you think you can go, take it. Right. And this time he does.
That's exactly right. Nice cut right there. Good pursuit backside by PC right there. We've got to be able to lock him down. The only problem with the offensive lineman, it's a pass, and they cannot go downfield on that.
More throwing?
Nice throw. Nice throw. We're running the seam route right here. Nice call from the box by Wade Lang, our offensive coordinator. Nice throw and catch. Good execution.
And then Sean this time, another pretty
pump
play.
Fake, gets him to jump up just a little bit, and then he's able to work. Need that block backside. Just block one more guy.
Now eventually, late in the fourth quarter, Brian Taylor going to get the call. He takes it on into the end zone, but you'd get no closer than that. And so the final score, PC 41, Wofford 27. You try to scrap in the final couple of minutes, wouldn't work out for you. So the Terriers fall to 1-4, and after the game, obviously the guys are a little bit down.
Poor execution. As well, offense just as much as defense. Offense gave them 3 touchdowns. Defense didn't stop them when we needed to stop them. Gave up big plays. Execution was awful.
And the stat sheet, Coach, we said it a couple of weeks ago, and it's true. You can have all the numbers you want, and in this case, you really do in some respects. But anything that steps out at you, though?
Well, the last number in turnovers, we had 3, they had 0. 3 of those converted to 21 points for PC, and that was probably the difference in the ball game.
That is certainly tough, and in fact, he even held on to the football, I believe, a little bit longer than Presbyterian.
Right, we had more time possession and everything else, but the bottom line is we didn't have enough points.
Well, let's look on a brighter side. You've got a fine junior defensive back for you named Keith Washington who's been getting the job done. But this guy, if you would walk him in a room with a bunch of college students, you might think that he's their dad. I mean, he comes across as being about a 40-year-old business executive, does a great job in the classroom, has done a fine job on the football field. So Keith Washington is the subject this week as we take a look at Wofford on the inside. Keith Washington has been a ferocious football player for the Terriers, hitting people hard from his defensive back slot.
And he also represents himself well in the classroom, on his way to a degree in accounting. In fact, it's almost uncanny how calm he is off the field and how tough he can be on it. You don't come across this kind of combination too often. Is this a case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
I don't think it's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde scenario. I just think people are seeing that side of me that they don't see otherwise. In anything I do, I attack it with that much determination to succeed.
He's a man of action. As far as on the field, he just plays real hard, and I mean, you could just see it. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to. Some people have to talk loud and stomp their feet to get real jacked up or hype. He just goes out and performs.
Washington's probably the quietest terrier until he hits the field. That's where he has the ability to rattle the opposition, and his strong suit is his sense of knowing where the football is. But his common sense tells him now is not only a time to hit people, but to hit the books. And that attitude is a tribute to his upbringing.
Growing up, I've always been taught that education is more important than sports. And as a matter of fact, I've been held back from playing football because my parents really wanted my grades to be where it should be. And growing up in that type of environment is just a continuation at college. And it's something I won't abandon or desert.
A nation's business is a nation's strength. And the strength of a bank called Nations Bank, a bank that now has over 2,000 locations to provide even the smallest business access to the largest resources. A bank that measures its strength by the strength of every business it serves. From Baltimore to Miami to El Paso. It's no wonder a bank that grew strong with the nation's business would today be called Nations Bank.
I'll be right down. Oh, that's my roommate. Hi.
Does it take you too long to find jeans that fit? Get the jeans that fit the first time. Relaxed Riders from Lee.
Lee Jeans, available at Belk Hudson, Hillcrest, and Westgate Malls, Spartanburg.
Their Phantom can achieve incredibly high speeds. So can our Phantom. Their Phantom can soar to amazing heights. Same goes for our Phantom. Their Phantom will set you back something like 11 million bucks. So will our Phantom. As long as you buy 157,000 pair. The Phantom. Another incredibly effective tactical weapon from your friends at Adidas. Incoming!
My old car's a wreck. But I still got my pride.
I may be up a tree, but I've still got my pride.
Carolina Pride. Bacon, hot dogs, and sandwich meats. No matter what life dishes out, you can still have your pride.
I've lost my boat, but I've still got my pride. Ah, mustard ahoy!
Now back to the Mike Ayers Show.